Good morning, everyone. So, elk season ended yesterday, and this morning a bull walks right through my yard. I didn't have a tag anyway, but it's the point of the thing. That happened last year also to me. I didn't have a tag. First time there's ever been a bull in my yard. Pretty good sized one too. But anyway, so this is the Thanksgiving weekend, and I got the truck out here, and I've got the trailer hooked up, and I was just trying to start the General, so I was going to go up to Baber for a poker run, and flip this thing. So I got that in there, and I've been trying to start it for, I don't know, seems like 15 minutes. It probably wasn't. But my cold start issue is biting me right now. It looks like maybe I'm to the point where I've got to get that fixed. So the plan for the weekend was I was going to fire that up. I was going to load that up, go to the Baber poker run. Then after that, I was going to come back, unload it, wash everything, switch to paddles, and then go to Hauser, or however you say it, down there in Coos Bay. It's going to go down there riding with some buddies tomorrow. But now I don't know if I'm doing any of that. So we'll see. I'm going to try this thing again, see what happens. Get in here and crank it some more. See if I can get this thing to fire up. I thought about maybe putting a little bit of a little shot of starting fluid in it, but there it goes. That's all I needed. I just needed to have the video running, and then it'll run. Yeah, so, you know, it didn't want to start, so I thought I should just walk away. And, you know, a lot of times that helps. It's not bad weather today, but I'm spoiled with having this enclosure. So I'm going to pull this thing out and put all the upper doors back in. Yeah, I got the one in. I put that in last night, but I was too close to the wall. So throw those in. It only takes a few minutes. If you don't know how that works, the front ones just drop right into these holes. That's it. You're done. The back ones drop into these holes, and then it has these two straps to help hold it down. So they don't take long at all. I do have a video if you're curious about the soft tops. I do have a video comparing the Polaris to the Kimimoto. They both have their place. The Polaris is pretty handy, but it's very expensive. It was like $1,750 last time I looked at the price, and the Kimimoto one was like $300. So they both have their place. It depends on how often you need them and what your budget is. But I got this back when I bought the machine, so otherwise I'd probably have the Kimimoto one on. So anyway, I will find those. Oh, there they are. I'll grab those things and throw it on there, get this thing loaded up, and start heading towards Baber. Hopefully it starts when I get up there. Okay, I got it loaded. Leaving it running for right now. Go to the gas station, get a little fuel, mosey on up to Baber, see what happens.
us back into them and let them push them up the hill.
Yeah, it could get real interesting depending on their riding skill. There you go. Yeah. Just hard with two people.
Yeah.
Tired of waiting for the girls. Be a little careful on this one. There's some stumps and a couple narrow spots.
Oh, yeah?
Well, we're gonna see if the Polaris can pull the Polaris. Luckily I got the Yankum rope. Looks like my secondary came apart, broke a spring or something. So we gotta go up this mountain here, so we'll see what happens. Piece of cake so far. I should have cleaned the mud off my windshield. The camera's getting muddy shot.
At least he's putting those lights to use, huh?
Yeah. Yeah, those lights are pretty annoying at night. Now, looks like the passenger back tire is a little lower than the driver's.
How much does this thing weigh?
With my spare and all my tools and everything, like when I'm going hunting, it's $23.50. They say it's 2,100 empty. I never weighed it empty. I only weighed it the one time when I was fully loaded. You know, and I got tools in there and tools under here and under that seat that I always carry. And one day I was taking these off and I'm carrying it. And I was like, well, these are actually kind of heavy. Start adding it all up.
Yeah.
I thought about when I go to the dunes, all the stuff I don't need, take it off, make it lighter. Probably perform a little better. It's not a sport machine, but it's close. It's based off of a Razor. We were going through the Whoop Road down there in Florence, and stop at night, and I walk up to my buddy in the front, and he's like, how'd you get here already? What are you talking about? I would have been here sooner, but the guy in front of me was going too slow. It's like, I have a long wheelbase, so I can handle the whoops better, and I got 14 inches of travel. So for a crossover, it's like a crossover SUV.
Yeah.
Oh, it's checkpoint. So in this section here, after the checkpoint, you might notice that some of the road is going downhill. Kind of hard to tell in video, but like when I'm going by this checkpoint right here, which was an earlier one that we already hit, this section is going downhill, and then right after we pass the trail right there, now we're going back uphill. You go around some curves and then you're going back downhill. So what happened here is there's enough downhill on the way back to the meadow that I was worried about getting brake fade. And my thought on brake fade would be that my brakes wouldn't work as good. because I'm trying to keep the rope tight. Every once in a while you'll see there'll be a little bit of slack in it. And the problem with these side-by-sides, you let up a little bit as Cody's towing me. There's places if he lets up his throttle a little bit as he goes around, well, they slow down some, as opposed to cars with an automatic that, you know, you let up a little and they roll some. And anyway, the point being that to keep the rope tight, I gotta ride my brakes the majority of this route. So as we're going along, and I'm going to talk about this later in the video, but I thought I'd dub this over in this area so you could see in these downhill sections. Eventually, the video doesn't go long enough, but eventually I lose my brakes 100%, and we're cruising on roads like this, and he can't hear me, he can't see me. I have radios, but he doesn't have radios where we can communicate. So we're cruising along and I lose all brakes, and it all worked out good, but we'll talk more about that a little later in this video. Just thought I'd add this explanation. Well, Baber had a pretty good turnout for the poker run today. Place is pretty packed, lots of riders, and good times had by most. I broke. I'll tell you that story shortly. But anyway, walk around and see what we got here. Take a couple of pictures. There's the Baber tent over there. Got some swag you can buy. And I bought 4 hands for the poker game, and I got 2 that are a possibility. I'd be surprised if I won. I don't usually win at poker, but pretty decent turnout here. Got rigs all the way over here, over there, over here. You got the kids in the kid track. Some people leaving already. When you draw your cards and find out you're not going to win, sometimes people just load up and leave. So take a couple more pictures here for the club. Well, we made it back. That's the good news. I don't know what order I'm going to put this in, but I didn't do a full loop up there at Baber. So here's what happened. I'll flip this thing around. So I was cruising along and I was watching my belt temperature, and it's like, that's kind of weird. And it was kind of high, and then you let up on it, you try to be easier, it should drop. Well, it didn't really drop. And then I go around the corner of one of the trails, and it goes, and it's not really moving. Like, that's strange. So I pulled that cover off, got to the belt, and it's like, okay, well, must have broke a belt or partial broke on the belt, whatever. I'll just throw a new belt on it and we'll be back on our way. I pull that off, and it's like, wait a minute, the belt is still intact and it's hanging down in between. And I'll show this probably in a future video, but it's hanging down in between, and we're studying it. It's like, what is going on here? And then I realized that the secondary isn't squeezed holding that belt, because that belt should be up high on the secondary when you're parked and down low in the primary. So I'm guessing that the spring that keeps it engaged broke. Like maybe it was going and it broke, or something in the secondary broke. So it's like, oh, okay. Well, if it's a spring, I got another one at home. So just tow me back to camp. I'll put it on the trailer, I'll fix it, and I'll be able to go to the dunes tomorrow. So then we're towing it back, which is why it's always a good idea to ride with a group. So then we're towing it back, and I lost my brakes, and I can't communicate with the guy towing me. We don't have two-way radios. Yeah, I do, but he don't have one. So it's like, oh, this could get real Western, as Murphy's Diesel would say. And so I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I got about a quarter mile back to camp, and he's still telling me like I have brakes. And then we come up on some kids on some four-wheelers. He's like, oh, crap, what am I going to do? So I had a load. I had a couple kids in the back and another guy in the passenger seat. And it's like, well, hold on, this might get crazy. So I'm thinking I'm going to have to put it in the ditch because I'm not going to run into kids and I'm not going to run into the guy towing me. Because I would just destroy the back of his engine. You know, he's towing me with a razor. He's got no bumper on there or nothing. So I go, okay, I'm going to just kind of head off into these bushes off to the side to try to slow me down, see what happens. Hopefully this works out. So I kind of did that. He saw me go off to the side. I run over the rope. It goes up. You can see right here on the side where the rope smacked the side of the machine. Looks like maybe I got a new scratch here too. Sweet. Anyway, and so then I ran my front tire into his back tire. Luckily we weren't going, so fast that was a problem, so that stopped me. So then we had to tow it into camp the rest of the way, and then I found a spot to get the trailer down lower so the ramp wasn't as steep. And then had him pull me over to it, and then I hooked up the winch and drug it up on there. So the clutch, it was like, oh, well, I'm used to breaking the belt, and I have some clutch parts, so I can probably fix that and go to dunes tomorrow. No big deal. But the brakes, I don't know. So I don't know if it's from using them to keep the rope tight and proper towing. The guy pulling you is the engine, and the guy that's being pulled is the brake. So you're braking two machines, ideally towing correctly. So I have no pedal at all. At first I thought it was brake fade, but there's no pedal at all. So I don't know if I lost the master cylinder, inverted the little plunger in there. I don't know. So I can't drive it and I can't stop it. So I'm gonna have to wash it right there on the trailer, and then either back the entire trailer in the shop, or there is a slope right here. If I line up right, I could probably just hook the winch to it and lower it down with the winch and just have it roll into my shop. So anyway, so now I got that new adventure. So looks like I'll be working on the General now, doing little repairs. So in some future videos there'll be some more information on this. This is probably it for this video, because I gotta go tell the wife what happened. I got some chores to do, and then get out here and start washing this thing and decide whether I'm gonna load up a four-wheeler to go to the dunes tomorrow or not. So we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. And on a future video, we'll show you what happened. And hopefully it's something simple. Maybe it's something that we can all learn from. We'll see. All right. Anyway, I said about 12 times now, but thanks for watching. We'll catch you on the next one. Bye.